up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Kirby Mass Attack. Last time, we got to drive a tank and shoot our Kirbys out of it. And this time, we're gonna get a big key. But before that, we have to do stage 4. So let's go ahead and get into it. You need 6 Kirbys to get into the stage. Luckily, I have the max 10. So, we already have a new enemy right there. That is a Bufu. Not to be confused with the Fufu or the Bobos. Basically, all it does is it shoots air out of your nose, or out of their nose, and it blows your Kirby's back. But I don't think it can physically harm Kirby's. So it's not the most dangerous enemy ever. And all we need to do is climb up here and shoot our way up into the actual main part of the level, in which we find our main adversaries, I believe, here. Yes, this is a Banish Back. And basically, what it does is if it touches you, it'll send you back to the beginning of the room that you're in and reset all of your progress. That means every block that you broke will be back. That means every enemy you've defeated would be back. Everything. It just completely resets your progress on the room that you're in, and it's kind of annoying. And there's a lot of them, and you kind of have to take this pretty slow in order to not just die to them. But here is another new enemy that just got obliterated. That is a Helmy. Basically, it is a helmet that has a phantom in it. And once it attacks, you can attack the helmet, and it'll break apart. And our good old-fashioned Spider-Roos are back to be destroyed. And we just need to avoid you in order to take you out. And I believe there's one more Banish Back in this room that I'm scared of, if I'm being honest. But once we take out this Spider-Roo, we can throw up here and get into this skeleton key room. If I can throw, that would be nice. Okay, you two grab it. I'm tired of Kirby just missing. Mostly because of my own terrible gameplay, but... And with this skeleton key, we can finally get our first of the 3 medals in this stage. And I am so happy there are only 3 medals in this stage, because if there were more, I may have lost my mind. Can we take out these last 2 Scullies and get our medal, please? And it's our rainbow medal, so at least they put the rainbow medal on the beaten path. Don't have to go out of your way to get that. They do, however, give us Spider-Roos again. But this time it's actually easier because we can just dive bomb it. And if we go up this way, I'm going to have to assume there's going to be another Banish Back. Yep, there they are. If we run through here, I want to run all the way across here, because these are 2 big Banish Backs, and if you even touch them with 1 Kirby, it's over. So we need to break this stone. And I'm actually going to let the Banish Backs run around one more time, because I don't want to deal with them. The less I have to deal with the Banish Backs, the better. In fact, I'm even going to just throw 1 Kirby up here so we can get into the door. There is actually what is an equivalent to an achievement in this game. That says that if you can beat this level without being banished back, they give you the achievement. So that should tell you just how difficult that is overall. And actually, oh good, we hit the Spider-Roo before it took our Kirby. And this one is gonna dive bomb and get swarmed. Swarm the Spider Kirbys! And since we haven't actually been hit yet, we don't need this magic ring, and this Bufu is going to be destroyed. And I believe right here, if you somehow miss that skeleton key, you can get it and use this warp gate. But I'm actually just going to ignore it because I want to pull down this big cocoon right here. Because this leads us down here, and we have our first example of dirty water, or mud water, depending on how you want to look at it. But if you pull this down, murky water. Swimming in such water consumes more air, or air more quickly, so be careful. Basically, if you have only the 6 required Kirbys, or if you somehow lost Kirbys to the Spider-Roos before this point, this water can very easily kill you if you're not careful, because if you watch, you'll see how fast the air goes down. Like, it is flying. And the Banishbacks are still in this room, so you have to be careful running around here. And this is actually a new enemy. This is a Wardoran. A Wardoran is how I believe you pronounce that. And basically, it's just a sentient clam that if you hit it, it gives you air until it is defeated. And these Banishbacks are getting on my nerves. Because we just have to very carefully go through here. And we'll take the last 2 air bubbles from that Arudan. Or Awadoran is how you actually pronounce it. And thankfully they give you a bunch of air here. Although these squidsters are going to try to take all of your air. And we actually get to the point where we have this giant orange clam. And if we break this clam open, that is our second medal of the stage. And we just want to avoid these jelly frizzes. Oh good, Banishbacks, my favorite. I was hoping for more Banishbacks. Can I please throw the Kirby so I can swim upwards? And now we have a chase sequence when the Banishbacks basically, they do the exact same thing. If they hit you, they will send you back to the beginning. But luckily, this is not a hard section to get out of the way of the Banishbacks. As long as you're fast enough, the Banishbacks should not be a problem to you. And even the Spider-Roos are not really a problem. I say as I get hit. Good job, me. But we're just pushing this stone block. And I'm actually going to run back here to let the Spider-Roo drop without hitting me. And I forget if the Banishbacks are actually still after me or not. So I'm going to try to speed this up a little bit. I think those Banishbacks only go straight up, but I could completely be wrong. And I wouldn't even be surprised. But we need to just go right up here, and to the right here is the end of the stage. But if we go to the left here, I believe there's something. Or is there not? Huh. I missed a medal. I'm gonna have to go find that. But even without that medal, we have the rainbow bridge for this circle. So we get to have another rainbow! That's 2 rainbows in 2 episodes. I think what happened is during that swimming section, before the chase upward with the Banishback, I believe there's a door in one of the clams that I need to open. So I'm gonna go back to there, and I will meet you when I find the door to get to the last medal. Okay, I'm back. I think I found where we need to go. So basically we're back where we grabbed the cocoon and slammed it through the metal blocks to get to the murky water section. But if we go to the right here, there's another door. And if we go through this door, there is a wait section here. And I believe that if we fly over here, we can completely pull this side up, or pull this side down, and go through this door. And I think we're on the right path, because if we... One, I'm going to let that vanish back go through. But we're going to break this, and we're just going to slowly follow this vanish back, because there's apparently a line. And as long as we stay in between the two banish backs, we should not have a problem. But I believe it's actually this section. Hello. Oh, there is a new enemy here. That is a Zombon. And basically what it does is almost the exact same thing as a Bombon, except it is a zombie and will actually die when you kill it, instead of coming back to life after a little bit. But I do want to kill this propeller Bon, just to make this slightly easier, because what we need to do is get 10,000 points and break these blocks. And then I think we want to fly over here, pull this down, and that will actually pull that grate up, and here we go. I believe we need to pull down this 10 jerk vine and take out this Zombon while we're at it. No one needs to deal with a Zombon. But we are just going to put 10 Kirbys on here and see if it actually gives us our medal like it should. No, it gives us Big Kirby. What is Big Kirby for here? My notes have nothing about this, in case you're wondering. Big Kirbys actually cannot be hurt by, or cannot be sent back by the banish bags. So, thankfully, I thought to throw upwards there. We can get another Big Kirby candy and open the way over here. And I believe we need to get all of them over here in order to break a block somewhere. I just forget where. Or not. Apparently we don't need to break a block. But that is a big Zombon that I don't want to really deal with. So we are just going to... We first need to defeat the Zombon. Mostly because of the fact that it's heavy and weighs down the scale a lot. And then we need to push down the scale, blow up the two sides, so we can actually pull this down and grab the key and head our way back. And on our way back, I believe the banish backs are going to be back, so we actually need to be semi-careful, I think. I don't want to just run directly into them if they are. Actually, so far, they don't seem to be here. So we just need to run over here and get the key to the treasure chest and get our medal. And that is how you get your last medal for the stage. And there's the banish bags. And I guess this is a good time to show what the banish bags do. If you touch them, they literally eat you and send you back. Actually, in this case, it's not to the start of the stage. Oh no, yeah, it's definitely the start. Never mind. Thank you, Zombon. What could I ever do without you? We just need to use the Kirbys to try to get down here again. And there's the 10 that we don't need. But I think I'm gonna take anyway, now that I remember what it is. I'd much rather run through this with big Kirbys than small Kirbys. I'm like, some of these are attacking the propeller vine, and some of these are attacking the jerk vine. I don't know which is which. That is a lot of zombons. Take out all the zombons so I don't have to deal with them. And give us our 10 Kirby's so we can actually get our big Kirby candy and just end this chapter, or end this stage. Our big Kirby candy, and we're running through just like before. Basically, we want to make it as far as we can with the big Kirby's, just so the Banish Back can't actually hurt us. And if we run fast enough, we can always get this. Again, thankfully, I remembered to throw upwards first. I had the big Kirby's! Alright, at this point, I think you get the gist. I'm just going to cut here and meet you back on the stage select screen. Alright, back on the stage select screen. We're finally going to head into stage 5. Stage 4 only took us forever, if I'm being honest. Probably not in the video, but I'm straight up sitting here at 20 minutes recording just stage 4. And we have more Chompapons. God, I hate you, Chompon. But we have new, or not new enemies, we have new ways for enemies to appear, I guess I should say. Since the Zompons are zombies, they can appear out of graves, which means anytime you see a grave, just assume that a Zompon is going to be close behind. But we are just going to continue this way, and this is the first time, I think, we've seen Scullies in the actual levels. And we need to take out this Scully because I don't want to deal with it. But now we want to scoot. We can actually push these graves. And if you push them off of where the cracks are, you push them far enough, they fall in, and then the cracks explode, and you can actually go down here. And we get to probably like my least favorite mechanic, darkness. But we have flares, and what we need the flare to do is go over this way, I believe, and show that there is a block right here. Fall into the water, and actually, is it over there? Or is it all the way over here to the right? It might be all the way over here to the right. Come on, Flare. Yep, it's right here. Good job, everyone. Way to get burned. But we are actually just going to take this cannon because that is our first medal. And for good measure, we'll destroy that flare. And funnily enough, the Scullies are just as easy to defeat in the overworld as they are in the Scully world. And what we need to do here is we actually need to fly up here. And there's this new key here that we need to grab and not get hit immediately, please. That would be devastating. But we need to carry this key basically all the way to the end of the stage. And this stage is not going to make it easy on us. Because it really does not want us to get this key to the end of the stage. But if we're careful, we can just keep going. And I don't think there's anything up there that we need. But there is a skeleton key right here that we could use. Uh-oh. I think we're losing a Kirby because we teleported when it died. That's unfortunate. At least it didn't take my key. And getting one Kirby is not going to be a difficult task. But we're just going to take out the Scullies that want to fight us to the death. under NecoDS's command. Come on. This is not supposed to be difficult. Really? It shook him off twice. Thank you. Take out this last Scully for good measure. I don't want to deal with them anymore. But that gives us our second medal of the stage. And luckily, I think this is a stage that doesn't require us to play it twice. Unlike, I'm pretty sure every other stage in this world so far. There are a lot of blockies for some reason. Can I have that fruit, please? We're just gonna take out this Zombot and continue making our way forward to a new enemy. This is called a Gravy. Probably not the best name, considering, but it's just flying graves, and they work almost the exact same way as the gigs, where if you leave them around long enough, they will start flying down at you, and that was bad timing on my part. They will fly down at you and try to crush you. But we're just gonna take out this big Zombon and get our 10th Kirby back. And is this our warp door? It is our warp door. I'm pretty sure there's a warp door here somewhere. Take out that Zombon. That doesn't give us anything. I guess I should mention that the Zombons, their main gimmick is that they respawn infinitely. So if you kill them, another one will spawn out of the ground eventually. So it's similar to the Mombons. Speak of the devil. But it's not exactly the same because it's a different Zombon instead of the same Mombon. And now we have another cork that we just need to spin in order to have this become an elevator. And to give us a bit of extra motivation, they give us lava! And if I'm correct, I believe one of these sorors is going to have a medal. So we just have to keep an eye out. Also, this bog mole, I believe is what it's called. And we just need to keep turning this cog. And these purple mogmos are actually super easy to defeat. I believe it's only one Kirby that needs to actually grab onto it to defeat it. So as long as you can get one Kirby thrown in that direction, you can defeat every mogmole in this place. And we want to take out this Mombon as soon as possible, so that it doesn't try to interfere with us. And we want to get past these doors as quickly as possible, otherwise more Mombons and enemies will appear, like this Gordo. Gee, thanks guys. Can we not do this? Please? Please get past this door before another one spawns. And that's just another Soror. This looks like exactly what that Gordo came through, so I'm going to expect... That's a giant Gordo! That's insane! I forgot I forgot giant Gordos were in this level. They're just like, oh, you like the last one so much, here's the giant version. Insanity. Actual insanity. But once we get to the top, we can get over here and just play a game of Simon Says, I guess. And after you hit 5 of those buttons, they explode for whatever reason and give us our third medal. So I guess none of those Sorors actually had a medal to give us. And as you saw there, the red light was still going up. So the lava was still on its way. And we have some more gravies. I believe these stone ones take a little bit more to take out, but also give us more fruit for being taken out. And actually, yes, I do want to go through this magic circle. That is helpful. And we'll fire ourselves upwards here and continue our way. And actually, you see that we have a treasure chest here without a key. And this is the first time in the entire game where that has happened, I think. Where there is a treasure chest without the actual key to it. We want to make sure that we don't actually touch that door, and we run under it and run to the right here, because over here is that key. And now we want to very carefully make our way back to the left in order to get this key to the treasure chest. I don't know if specifically this is the first time, but it's the first time that you can physically never see a key and end this level, and the treasure chest would just be sitting here. But that's how we get our 4th medal. And the last thing we need to do is actually jump up to this door as long as you have this key. And the key will go into the door after doing this all fancy animation. And I actually think we have to play tug of war with this key in order for it to open. And with that, the door explodes, or the lock explodes, and the door opens for us to enter, which we shall. And there is our last medal, and the rainbow medal that we need. But in order to get it, we have to defeat the mini-boss of this stage, the Skull Seer, which is not a hard boss. It's a Scully level disguised as a mini-boss. And basically, the Skull Seer just takes the place of the Red Skull. And as long as you can get like 8 or 9 Kirby's on the Skull Seer when it comes down, as it is always the last one to come down on each of the levels, you will always make it fall, and it just takes 3 cycles for you to defeat it. And I don't even think it can attack unless you don't have Kirby's on it. But as long as you're throwing Kirby's pretty much all the time, it's not a hard boss. The Scullies pretty much take themselves out by running directly into your Kirby's as you're throwing them. And the Skull Seer, as long as you can get 1 or 2 Kirby's on it, it is not a threat. And that is our 5th medal, and the stage cleared. And we only get success because we lost the Kirby on the teleportation for the skeleton key. And now it is time for one of my least favorite levels in the game. I know I called a level in Sandy Canyon my least favorite, which I stand by that. That sandstorm sucks. But this might suck just as much. For stage 6, we need 4 Kirby's to enter. And honestly, I think I'm just gonna run past most of this because it's not important. And we get to play Paper Mario real quick, where we pull down the background to enter a stage. Welcome to the haunted house. Basically, light is the name of this game. And you need to have the light to see anything. And there are 2 routes. You can either go up through the door, or you can go down with the bomb and go down that way. I think I want to go up first, though. And we have just a bunch of grinders. But I believe, and you can see that the light is so important that it is making blocks appear and disappear almost at will. And here we have a new enemy. That is a Glue Gloom. And what it does is when it is dark, it is invincible and will immediately kill anything that it touches. But when the light is on, it becomes vulnerable and a skeleton, and it basically makes it so that it can be fought, because without it being a skeleton, it is literally invincible, like I said. But we just need to head this way and push this star in order to make this light start to move. And doing that, we can actually get over here. And I believe neither of those are important, so we're just going to stand over here and drop down. Great job, Kirby's. You couldn't handle falling. All you had to do was fall. Okay, can two of you fall now so that we can actually move on? Thank you. Gotta love when Kirby can't do anything correctly. Up here, we want to do what we did to make the stage entry appear and pull down this back ribbon in order to pull off this front wall and give us access to actually fight these Waddle Dees, or to leave, which is what we're actually going to do. And we want to take out at least one of these glooms immediately, because we don't want to have both of them attacking us at once. Because Blue Gloom are probably the most dangerous thing in these levels. Hello, Fruit Box. We don't need you, but you're always happy to see. And where one of these blocks has the string behind it, I just forget which one. There it is. And what we need to do is we need to put everyone on it and try to pull this down. Luckily, while you're pulling it down, the Waddle Dees cannot throw bombs, so it makes it a lot easier to handle them. And pushing that down gives us light, so we can actually make it through here as well. And there's actually not a whole ton to do here. This shows that I don't know what that tune was. But what we need to do is we need to push this plant to where it is under this light permanently. And this is just to show that the light has more properties than just lighting ways, making enemies work differently, and affecting blocks. But it can also affect the environment, such as the plants, making them grow. But we need to get here, need to push this light down, and this puts us on top of a bunch of grindars, which we want to destroy pretty much all together. You don't really want to fall under them, because then you're in danger of dying. But once you get two defeated, you can fall down and really easily defeat the other two, I think. Yeah, and you want to defeat all of them because it just makes the next part of what we're going to do easier. Inside the far left grindar, there was a chain which releases this plant, which we want to get on the left side of. Come on, Kirby. You're the only one that hasn't jumped high enough. But we just need to push this flower all the way to the right, where it's in the sun, or in the light. So I'm going to speed this up so we're... And once the plant has fully grown in this light, we get our first medal. And that it should be, yeah, that's actually our first medal. And actually, I want to check something. Right, I think we want to go through this. I think we want to go through the bottom door, because the bottom door requires you to have more Kirbys, meaning that it's the better door. And what is here? We have some candle blocks. Oh, and a schnoz! I don't think I ever mentioned the name of these things, but it's very funny that they're called schnoz, or schnoz. This, I believe, is a big schnoz. And all we need to do is push the block against it, and that gives us our medal. Actually, I guess technically, we could have gone either way to get that, but either way. Oh no, I remember this one. What you need to do is, there's a bunch of goo glooms here, and if you are too fast or too slow, the glue glooms will eat your Kirby's. So you have to stay almost perfectly under this light the entire time, or you risk all of your Kirby's dying here. I've already lost 2, because this is not the easiest thing to do. Especially when they put obstacles in your way like this block, where you have to be semi-quick pushing it in order to actually stay underneath the light. I find it's actually a little bit easier if you fly. But what we need to do is push down that lever. I don't know how that Kirby didn't get eaten. The miracle that that Kirby didn't get eaten by the glue gloom. And you can just see how long this level is. And there is our second medal, our third medal. And it's just such a long room of glue glooms. And I almost lost 2 more there just because they refused to jump. But I'm actually perfectly happy getting out of there with 8 Kirby's, because usually it's not that many. But we are just going to run past here, and I believe I need this gravy to break that metal block in order to give us our 4th medal. And now I believe we just have a couple of gravies we need to beat. Quickly, everyone throw upwards, because they can't stop all of us. I say as they stop like 3 of us. Basically, if you can throw upwards, like, consistently, these gravies can't do anything to you. I thought you were dead. I'll be honest, I thought you were dead. And that should be the end of the stage. But as you can see, we only have 4 medals out of the 5 we need. So we do need to go down the bottom path. So I will meet you when we get to the bottom path. So if you've watched up to this far, you might be saying, oh, this level doesn't look that bad. Sure, you can't see the whole level, and that one section with all the glue glooms is a little difficult. But what's so bad about this level? Well, let me answer that question. The bottom path. Because it is completely dark, minus a few torches, or a few candles. And what we need to do is we need to follow this Helmy that has a torch with him. And we basically need to memorize the path that it took in order to know what's around. Like up here is some fruit. And it's basically just a game of follow the leader down here until we get to a certain branching path. Also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but we have a new enemy right here. This is a gloom bat. They specifically like the dark, which is weird because this one's attacking the light. And the Helmy has been defeated by this gloom bat. So what we need to do is throw upwards, kind of randomly at the beginning, in order to try to hit the gloom bat and get our light back. Because one of them is holding the light and we need to defeat the one that has it. And basically, as soon as we defeat both of the gloom bats, the torch will fall again. And the Helmy will start running once again. And you can probably see where this is going if you saw the snow level in DDD Resort. But we're just gonna break this to try to get us back up to 10 Kirby's. We are 2 fruit off. That sucks. But we have torches now, which we can light this up and go into this door. And basically from this point onward, torches and these candles are the main way of lighting your way throughout this stage. And as you can see, the game is not the kindest in allowing you to move around freely. Luckily, because you're the one holding the light, the glue glooms literally can do nothing to you as long as you have the light. But remember, these torches burn out, so you have to be able to get to a place where you can relight your torches before they burn out, or you risk just losing light. And I believe right here we have more fruit, which will... Oh, we already got the 10th Kirby. We want to fly up here. And I believe we can't go to the left, so we want to go to the right and fly up here and push this candle light, or this candle block, more specifically. And we need to push it all the way over until it falls down here. And that gives us a path down if we need it. But this is our second area where we have torchlight. And we want to run over here, light that candle, and then we can pull this down. Which I believe... Oh no, this isn't what I thought it was. That is a magic circle that we don't need. So we're just gonna run back with the torchlight, and we actually need to run down here and head to the right here, where we went up before. And the only reason I went up is because it gives us... What is to the right here? Just out of curiosity. Oh, it's another torch. Just so you know, there's another achievement in this game of lighting all the torches in this stage. And it's not an easy achievement to get if you are just kind of running through the stage. I almost just missed that torch, or that candle right there. But we want to run over here, relight our torches, and with fully lit torches, we can run to the left. And here is the reason that this stage is kind of difficult. Say hello to Puff. And he is unfortunately not a magic dragon. I know, it's devastating. But Puff, what it does is exactly what he just showed you. It will fly in front of your Kirby's or behind your Kirby's and attempt to blow out the torches of your Kirby's, which is real annoying. Luckily, it falls in a fight the exact same way as every enemy does. So you can fight it the exact same way and not have to worry about it blowing your Kirby's out. Just know there are a lot of them in this stage, and getting the last medal is kind of difficult because of it. We just need to go on this elevator, and basically as soon as you get to this elevator, you want to make a mad dash to the right and stop for nothing. And I'm going to show you why. So we're going to just attempt... You can see if you move fast enough, the puffs can't even hit you, actually. And we are just, like I said, mad dashing and hoping at least one Kirby with a torch makes it. All we need is one. All we need is one. Oh, any Kirby with a torch. Because you need a torch lit in order to hit that fire spot to burn up that column. And you need to do that because this cannon... Nice pause frame, by the way. This cannon will lead you to this bottom route, which gives us our final medal of the stage. And you would not imagine how annoying it is to go through that entire stage, that entire bottom route, and then have the puffs just blow out your torches before you get there, and you just can't get your last medal. It is infuriating. But now we just need to do our little mini boss of the gravies. If we could take out at least one or two of them over here semi-quickly. Well, we took out one. That's honestly better than I thought we were going to do. And we took out two. I like how we're still holding the torches. We don't need the torches anymore, but why not just keep a hold of them? And that is the final of the gravies. And another 10,000 bonus points. But that should be the end of the level, and honestly, not the worst run of that level I've ever had. We didn't even have any damage that time. And I think we are going to call that the episode, because we have completed stages 5, 6, and 7, getting all the medals. So I hope that everyone enjoyed watching. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we're going to be playing with some more shadows. But until then, happy adventuring.